What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing great. Now, I'm sure all of you are just waiting around, where are all the raid videos about the Shard events coming up? Well, I was wondering the same thing because we got the announcement in the content creator chat, but nobody uploaded anything. I'm very surprised because it seems like it always happens. I know you guys see it as well, like 20 videos that pop up all of a sudden with the upcoming summoning events. Well, this one, surprisingly, it didn't have any information about it, like shared for videos. So here I am. Now, this one's actually good, but it's something you have to decide for yourself. Do you save for the next 2x event? I mean, there's honestly a plethora of summoning events, so there's really no FOMO. Used to, there was some FOMO in the game, like, oh, you missing this 2x, you may never see another ancient 2x for weeks or maybe even months down the road. But now if you miss a 2x or if you miss a progressive chance event for your favorite champion, have no fear, it'll be back around in no time. Now, this Friday, November 15th, we're launching 2 events simultaneously. It's going to be a 2x event to summon epic and legendary champions from Void Shards, and also pairing it with a 10x event to summon Onryo Ieyasu. Now, this champion's actually really good, and I think this event is good for players who are looking for those epic champions like Maneater, like Seer, like my personal favorite, Oboro. There's a lot of really good epic Void champions that you could be picking up during these events. So for earlier game players, these 2x events are incredible. Now, it's not during a fusion, it's not during any extra event, so you're not going to get the maximum value from it. But if you're a player with some Void Shards, maybe you have a couple right now, well, don't pull them. Today's Wednesday, save them for a few days, and then throw Onryo in there as well and possibly pull him. It's definitely better, assuming you're not close to Mercy. If you're close to Mercy, you could go ahead and pull now, and you have a better chance of picking up like Taras. But if you either recently hit a Void Legendary or you don't know where you're at with your Mercy, then saving for a 2x event is definitely the way to go. Now, as far as Onryo, hopefully I'm saying his name right, but Ieyasu, as far as he goes, he's a really good champion. So on Hell Hades' website, he has a 4.5 overall rating. Let's go down and take a look at his multipliers real quick. His A1's a double hitter with a 1.8 attack multiplier, godlike rating. His A2 is a double hitter, 3 multiplier, godlike again, and then the A3 is a double hitter with a 2.4 attack, godlike rating once again. Now, if we take a look at Ieyasu in-game, as well as on the RSL leaderboard section, we can come over here and see that he is putting up some good damage even after the Hydra changes went into effect. So the team that I was looking at was right here. He's doing 900 million damage on Brutal. That's some really good damage. Even though we have the ally attack damage being essentially reduced, the multi-hitters not being as impactful, he is still doing very good. Granted, he is a 6-star soul, but I mean, you drop a few stars from the soul and he's still going to be putting up some very solid damage. Now, if we take a look at his kit, remember, he's not only for Hydra. He can also work very well in the arena, especially if you pull him as one of your few nukers. Now, I don't see him very often in high-end arena. I've seen him a few times, but with Mikage, he can definitely make sense. But his A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if the target is under a buff, places 2 extra hits if the target is under a buff, and is from the Undead Hordes faction. Think champions like Siphi, champions like Rhodos, who you definitely see in the arena. Then, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Occurs once per skill. From an A1 ability, this is awesome, especially for content like the arena, if it's able to kill somebody, which remember, it has a chance to place an extra hit, but it's also got a 1.8 multiplier, which is really good. His base attack is also very solid, so the chance of this killing somebody isn't non-existent. Definitely could happen. And then his A2 ability attacks one enemy 2 times. Before each hit, destroys the target's max HP by 10% up to 50%. This effect does not work against bosses, which is fine, but the damage inflicted increases by 10% for each buff and debuff on the target, stacking up to a maximum of 100% damage boost. That is awesome. If the target is killed by this skill, places block revive. Think killing Sun Wukong. That is a huge, huge champion to just erase from the fight, and definitely could happen with this A2 skill. Heck, even Rhodos could happen depending on how that Rhodos is built and if he has Ward of the Fallen and such. And the A3 ability attacks one enemy 2 times, will ignore 50% of the target's defense, as well as Stone Skin, Shield, and Strengthen, which, if you know another champion who's very similar to that, which is old Georgette here, he ignores more stuff, but he ignores Stone Skin, which is the biggest thing, and has a chance to ignore defense. So Ieyasu doesn't have a chance to ignore defense, he just ignores the defense. He's different than Georgette in the sense that Georgette gets the extra turn, but this skill is going to be very good for sniping people through Stone Skin. So Ieyasu is awesome. A lot of his kit is single target until you look at the passive, which is whenever this champion attacks, all enemies except the initial target receive damage equal to 25% of the damage dealt to the initial target. This extra damage will ignore 100% of each enemy's defense. The extra damage cannot be critical and will not trigger counterattacks. So, while you're sniping the individuals down on the team, you're going to be also sharing damage throughout the rest of the team. So he's an awesome champion. Honestly, I would love to have him as well, but I really doubt I'll be pulling shards in a 2x for him. But if you do pick him up, that's an amazing champion to have, and massive congratulations to you, especially if you have Lady Mikage. Heck, if you throw in a champion like Shuzin plus Odin, now all of a sudden you have a 40% Void Champion speed boost plus her, who's going to be granting him an extra instant turn, attack-based champion. He's just going to be blasting people. Really cool stuff. I would love to try him out, but that is the upcoming summoning event starting this Friday. It's going to be, once again, 2x Void Shards as well as a 10x for Ieyasu. Now, keep in mind, I have summoned, I think like 300 Void Shards for somebody during a it was a progressive chance maybe for Siphi, and we didn't get her. So even though you got better odds than normal, but still the chances of getting them is pretty low. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is the upcoming Dec of Fate. Now, Dec of Fates are, I'd say, usually pretty decent. This one, I'd say, is worth going for if you can. So this Dec of Fate is going to be starting tomorrow, this time, whatever this time is for you, November 18th. And in this, you're going to be required to upgrade or get artifacts and accessories. So think dungeon divers, farm, whatever dungeon you're looking for gear from, and then upgrading your champion. So leveling them up, ascending them, ranking them up, all that kind of stuff. For me, I like to save champions for events like this in my vault, throw some brews into them, get them up pretty quickly. I can finish these events relatively fast. And with this event, what you're going to be looking at is Pinpoint Gear. So if we look down here, we're going to see the breakdown of the gear and the drops you're going to be able to get. Now, there's typically, I believe, 40 cards in these events. If you look at this, there's going to be 12 green cards, 9 blue cards, and 6 purple cards, all containing pieces of Pinpoint Gear. And if we do the math on this, 12 plus 9 plus 6, we're going to have 27 cards dedicated to Pinpoint Gear. Minus that, you're going to have 13 cards that are probably like glyphs, maybe a legendary tome, maybe some epic tomes, maybe some other useless rewards as well. But with the breakdown, the 12 common cards are going to contain 6 epic artifacts and 6 epic accessories. Now, these are all going to be 6-star gear as far as I'm aware. It says you'll be able to collect rank 6 gear. I'm really hoping they don't put 5-star stuff in there as well, but it should all be 6-star gear, which is awesome. Pinpoint was difficult to farm and get really good pieces of, and you're still possibly going to get garbage from this, but picking up 6 epic artifacts, 6 epic accessories, which could be useless factions or could be really good, but you're also, assuming you do all this, you're going to get 3 legendary artifacts, 6 legendary accessories, and then 3 mythical artifacts and 3 mythical accessories, assuming you do everything. So it's going to be a total of 12 artifacts, 6 epic, 3 legendary, 3 mythical, and then 12 and 15 accessories, being 3 mythical, 6 legendary, and 6 epic. If you do this and you pick up a pair of speed boots, that's awesome. Now you have a very easy slot in for a champion to get one of the 4 pinpoint pieces. Now, typically, pinpoint sets are ran to about 4 pieces, and then after that, you don't really need any more. The higher set bonuses are not as impactful as just the 4-piece, especially if you're pairing it with like Stone Skin or whatever other set bonuses you want. You're probably going to be pairing with other things, but it's a really solid set. I personally think going for this is going to be worth it, assuming the points are good. If the points aren't good, something to be mindful of, just don't even worry about it. But how you can prepare for this is if you're spending energy towards upgrading champions, try to get the champion a 4-star, leave them at level 1, and then put them in the vault. Give them a 5-star, leave them at level 1, put them in the vault. Even 6-star, put them in the vault, level them up once this event actually starts. And then if you're going to be doing a lot of farming, just don't do it today. Which, I mean, to be honest, there's no events going on. Ice Golem, save it for tomorrow. Try to save any energy you have for tomorrow. If you're going to be doing dungeon farming where you get gear, then just do it then. There's no reason to do it right now. You can pick up some extra pinpoint stuff possibly tomorrow. And even if you don't max it out, you're still going to be able to pick up some decent stuff. So we have a okay drop of pinpoint gear coming tomorrow, all 6-star stuff. So especially if you're somebody who's earlier in the game, I mean, 6-star piece is a 6-star piece, and it really doesn't even matter what set it is. You could probably use it. But for me, let's see what champions I have this equipped on. I have Armand's, with a shield and then a necklace for the set bonus, which honestly, if I could get a... Why don't I have a ring on this? I wonder if I get a stone skin ring on him and then a shield that was also stone skin. This would probably be a better build. Actually, no. I need a pinpoint ring. Why don't I have a pinpoint ring for this faction? That is, I definitely do. I'm not for sure why his build's like that, honestly, because I definitely have a shield with better speed rolls than that. And stone skin. But either way, he has some stone skin pieces. The set bonuses from stone skin are very solid. We have extra accuracy, extra speed, more accuracy at 3-piece, and then intercept stack for 1 turn. At 6-piece, it's for 2 intercept stacks, which the thing I don't love about that is champions who strip don't just strip the individual stacks, they strip it all. So Sun Wukong stealing it all. Odin stripping it all. Mikage, well, she just reduced it, but she could switch forms and strip it all as well. So I really prefer just the 1 stack to really just prevent polymorph from happening to my champion, or at least as frequently. So I have it, some on Armand's, I have some on Nishak. Nishak's the champion who have, like, I think the only actual full pinpoint set on, and it's made a pretty big difference for him in the arena. Like, if you were worried about placing debuffs before and getting sheeped, throw a pinpoint set on those champions, and you have a less likelihood of actually getting sheeped, which makes it much easier to bring in these debuff champions for the arena. And Nishak, I've used him quite a bit with some pretty good success. And you don't need tons of pieces to do this. So picking up a few 6-star pieces, they could roll garbage stats. It could be bottom pieces, all flat stats, and you're just going to sell it. Or it could be pieces with very good substats, and you actually do really good with it. But if it is bottom row pieces that are, you know, flat HP or flat defense like this, don't sell it instantly. Try to roll it. Maybe you get double roll speed, or maybe you get spread across everything and then this is useless. But if I got double or triple roll speed, this could be useful. Or if, say, you got flat defense and then triple roll resistance, well, then come in here and just rework it. Maybe you get something good from that and pick up like a triple roll speed or a triple roll, I don't know, speed's probably the main thing you're looking for, honestly. Double roll speed, triple roll speed is really what's going to solidify these pieces as being solid. Like this piece right here, double roll speed is really all I want from that. We didn't get it. It's probably going to be a sell. But that's what I'm looking for from a lot of these pieces. Or pick up a pair of speed boots. You're looking good there as well. But as far as champions I'm using it on, it's actually just Nishak. I don't have that much of it. Not that much artifacts. So the accessories, I have so many of those. I have a lot of accessories across the factions because during the event dungeon, the drop rates for accessories were a lot higher. But if we're able to get, 12 artifacts from this, what did I even say? I forget. If we're able to get, 12 artifacts, but 6 are epics, 3 legendary, and 3 mythical, that's pretty sweet. That's not too far from what I currently have, honestly. I mean, obviously it is less, but still, this is from doing stuff you're already doing. So definitely worth considering. It's up to you completely and your account. Also, something worth considering is as you're doing this, I didn't even talk about this, but as you're pulling the stuff, if you flip the cards and you get 3 in a row, like 3 epics, 3 common, 3 rare, you will have a chance of getting something extra from that chest. But to be honest, I don't expect for that to ever happen. So if it does, it's just an awesome reward on top. And sometimes they're really good rewards, but I don't never expect for those to happen. So something worth considering, just save your resources for tomorrow. And then the upcoming 2x, I'd say if you are okay as far as your resources for future fusions, then pulling during the 2x is definitely a good idea. Or if you're a slight spender and you're just going to buy the shards whenever the next fusion comes up, then go for it. But just be mindful, we could have some really good events coming up. And we did just have a void guaranteed, so I don't see any extra legendary from void shards happening ever. And I don't see any guaranteed void shard champion happen anytime soon either. So I'd say you're probably pretty safe to pull your void shards as long as you have a stockpile for future Summon Rush events during the next fusion if you want to go for that. So guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one.